Hello, dear fans, friends, subscribers. Welcome to the Cricket Happening Show with your host Ram today. And on this particular Cricket Happening Show, it is going to be the preview of the first One Day International, which is coming up between England and Bangladesh. You know, England finally embarking on the tour of Bangladesh, and England and Bangladesh will be clashing in the first ODI in Mirpur, which I'll be doing a brief preview and also the news that is the Indian, even though the third Test match in Indore is yet to begin, India have actually named the ODI squad for the first three ODIs against the Kiwis, which I'll be talking about. And if time permits, then we'll have a look at some cricket news. But today, I don't think there's going to be any time which is going to be really left out. But I'll try my best. So let's start off. So let's get on to Bangladesh and see. Just do a brief preview here of the first ODI which is coming up in Mirpur. Now let's look at England, because England are the ones who are visiting. So let's look at England first. Now England, as you know, they definitely don't have the services of Morgan. They don't have. I think it is. I'm just trying to see. Who are the other players who are missing? Hales and Morgan are missing, as you know, and we have a new captain, and that is the wicketkeeper captain, Joss Butler. Now, Joss Butler, we all know what is that extra element he brings into ODIs. We all know about that. So tomorrow, and I think he will be an adventurous captain. Looking at his body language and everything, one could probably feel that Joss Butler could be a very adventurous captain and a wicketkeeper captain. As you know, India already have the example of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, who was the wicketkeeper batsman and scored, and Joss Butler. Really, I wouldn't say he's in Dhoni's league, but definitely as a wicketkeeper, I think you could be a very good captain because you know where the ball is, where the ballers are bowling, what is happening in the pitch, because you have a very close view of that. So I think Joss Butler, it will be interesting to see Joss Butler's captaincy. England. The opening, they have the young guns Jason Roy and James Vince opening on James Vince. Jason Roy definitely is a very exciting batsman, no doubt about it. And I'm sure Jason Roy is going to miss Alex Hales, but James Vince is also a thorough stroke maker, and he's someone who is really suited to this type of game. And so Jason Roy and James Vince will be opening the innings. Ben Duckett, who has scored tons of runs this time in the domestic tourneys, has got an opportunity because of the big names missing out. And Ben Duckett, let me tell you, he not only can really play an aggressive game, but if the time comes, he can also hold the innings together, and that's a very good part of it. Jonathan Bairstow, also we all know. I mean, he's already proving himself as a very good batsman. And we all know as well. So there are a lot of wicket keepers in this England squad, I would say. Ben Stokes, I mean, we know what a mercurial all-rounder he is, and he's someone who's always going to be dangerous on this subcontinental tracks. And then the spin would be in the hands of Moeen Ali, is also a useful bat, and the bowling is something that England are very strong at. But it will be interesting to see how they go on the subcontinental wickets. So the new ball will definitely be shared by David Willey, who is a specialist in this form of the game, and I'm sure Chris Wokes would be the one who will be taking the new ball with him. And Chris Wokes is a very much improved bowler with a lot of records to show, and it will be something very interesting. And Liam Plunkett will be the one who would be assisting them further. And then they have Adil Rashid, the leg spinner. If at all Bangladesh have got pitches that are turning, then Moilani Adil Rashid would always come into the equation. And also Adil Rashid, not only coupled with his bowling skills, is also a very useful batsman. So I think this England team, I think almost bats all the way down to the number 11 batsman, and that is something very refreshing to see. Now, as far as Bangladesh are concerned, let's have a look at what Bangladesh brings in. As far as Bangladesh are concerned, well, they definitely have the support of the home crowd. And let me tell you, they have had a very good record since 2014. They have beaten a lot of teams who have come there, but Bangladesh, to me, they are going to miss one very key element. It's none other than Mashrafe Mortaza, who has been making waves and very unfortunately went to England finally, but he had to return back because of the injury. And one only hopes that Mortaza actually recovers quickly. But very interesting to see, because according to me, he would have been a very vital cog for Bangladesh, but unfortunately he's missing. But nevertheless, Bangladesh still have some talent there. As far as pace bowling is concerned, they have Mashraf Murtaza, the captain, who's leading, and he can also bowl very economically. And then they have Shafiul Islam. Taskin Ahmed is back, so Taskin Ahmed will also be quite a proposition for the English batsmen. And if you look at the bowling, well, it is going to be interesting. They're going to have Mashraf Murtaza, Shafiul Islam, Taskin Ahmed, and Shafiul Islam will have good memories of actually bowling to England, because in one of the, I think it was in one of the World Cup matches that Shafiul Islam actually got them the victory. And then they have the spinners, Moshraf Hussain, who has come back, is the left arm spinner. Mossadegh Hussain is an all-rounder, right arm off spinner, and also a very good bat that he showed. So he's also one to really watch out for. And other than that, the Bangladesh pack a lot of experience with Tamim Iqbal. They have Mushfiqur Rahim, who is not amongst the runs nowadays. Now that is something very important, that Mushfiqur Rahim has to fire. Shakib Al Hasan, we all know what a very, very experienced and successful player he is for Bangladesh. I mean, he is the one on which the whole team would be revolving. And Tamim Iqbal has also scored a lot of runs. And Imrul Kayes is coming on the back of a very good century for the BCB 11 against England, where England won the match, as you would know. And then Sabir Rahman is another one who really packs a punch when he hits the strokes. He can really, I mean, they have definitely experimented with sending this pinch hitter Sabir Rahman up the order. They actually shuffle him. Mostly they now is slowly Sabir Rahman is making that place his own. He's sent in as one drop. He takes his time, but when the time comes, he can really smash the ball. So Sabir Rahman, and he has been also scoring consistently. That's the good part about it. And then Mahmudullah, who always is a good finisher. Not only that, he has some very new strokes in his repertoire, as he showed against the previous team. I think which was the team which recently played Bangladesh, where the one day, I think it was the, I'm trying to remember which team it was. But nevertheless, I think it was Afghanistan, if I'm not wrong. Well, whatever be the, yes, it was Afghanistan. So definitely, Mahmudullah has some new strokes in his repertoire, which he would be definitely unveiling against England, which he already unveiled against Afghanistan, and that is to shimmy down the wicket and hit the pace bowlers too when the time comes. So I think all in all, it should be a real meaty clash that is happening tomorrow. There is rain forecast for Friday afternoon, I'm told, which is not good news. And this is going to be played in Mirpur, and it should be a very, very interesting tussle. So, see, the Bangladesh England ODI kicks off tomorrow at Mirpur, and I think it should be a really very interesting tussle that would be happening. Well, from here we look into some cricket news, and the cricket news that is coming in from India is the ODI squad has been selected for the first 3 ODI matches against the Kiwis. And Dhoni, I mean, as you know, he's still playing the one day, so he's the captain of the team. They have Rohit Sharma, Ajinkya Rahane, Virat Kohli, Manish Pandey, who has been scoring prolifically. He scored very well against the Australia team when representing India. He was the captain of the team too. So Manish Pandey is looking in good nick. Suresh Raina has made a comeback. As you know, Suresh Raina really struggled in the World Cups, as you would remember. But definitely he has shown some. I think he played well in the Duleep Trophy, and that's the reason he has merited an inclusion into the Indian team. Then Hardik Pandya, who is a very good all-rounder, and Akshar Patel. They have some good variety in the spin department in the form of left-arm spinner Akshar Patel, is also a good all-rounder. Jayant Yadav is also a good all-rounder, right-arm off spinner from Haryana. Amit Mishra, the right-arm leg spinner, and also can bat. And then the bowling will be in the hands of Jasprit Bumrah, who has already proved a lot for India as far as ODIs are concerned, with his economy. Dhaval Kulkarni, I'm very happy to see Dhaval Kulkarni in the mix because he's a really, really very, very good improving bowler. Umesh Yadav, and then there are also Mandeep Singh and Kedar Jadhav, who went to Zimbabwe, also get their chances. Now, looking at this team composition here, if you look at the players who played for Zimbabwe, as you would remember, India went with the second string side and did magnificently against Zimbabwe. Looking at the team, if you look at it, one feels sorry, but Amit Mashra is a very experienced leg spin bowler. Yuzendra Chahal, has lost his place. Rishi Dhawan is out. Faiz Fazal, Karun Nair, Lokesh Rahul, and Shikhar Dhawan, unfortunately, have lost their places because of the injury. And then Ambati Raidu, who was almost a regular in ODIs for India, has also lost his place, probably due to poor form. And then Barinder Shan and Jaydev Unadkat also could not find a place. So, and this is the Indian new selection committee which has actually selected this particular team, and it should be interesting. All these players who have been selected on some very good domestic form, one could say, and this is the team which has been selected to take on the Kiwis in the ODIs. And ODIs are going to be definitely a very difficult proposition for India. It's not going to be as easy as what India did in test matches against the Kiwis. So that is something that I would like to talk about. And as I said, today it's a very short cricket broadcast due to shortage of time. Hope you all understand. And thanks. And also, before I would say that the first pink ball day-night test cricket match is going to be making history in the United Arab Emirates when Pakistan take on the West Indies in the first test match of the three-test series. And the only man who's going to miss that very good piece of history is going to be Yunus Khan, who is out with dengue fever in Pakistan. So and as you know, he's the highest run getter for Pakistan in Test match cricket, and he's going to be sorely missed for sure. And he's going to miss the piece of the action because, as I said, United Arab Emirates will be making history when the first day-night Test match between Pakistan and the West Indies would be enacted at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium, which is probably coming next week if I'm not wrong. Well, dear fan subscribers, I don't have much time to really dwell on anything. It's about time for me to end this cricket show. Hope you all enjoyed this cricket show or the cricket broadcast of mine, and there'll be more to come tomorrow. So keep your ears tuned in, and I'll be back. Till such time that happens, this is your host Ram saying goodbye.